Uber is adding a new surcharge to all rides and deliveries, and that charge is coming directly to you, the driver. That's right. For delivery drivers, between 35 cents and 45 cents per every delivery. For normal Uber drivers, between 45 cents and 55 cents per every ride. What's going on, everybody? Jonathan here with Gig Nation. Today, we're going to be breaking down this CNBC article where it talks about surcharges added, which drivers qualify for them. That's right, one state was left out. And we're going to see if it's enough to get those drivers back on the road, because one can only imagine that Uber is struggling a little bit here to maintain enough supply of drivers to keep up with the high demand for deliveries and rides. So let's talk about all of this. First of all, one state was left out. That's right. New York State will not be benefiting from this new surcharge, and that's because pay has already increased in New York by about 5%, which according to Uber already accounts for the increase in gas prices. But drivers in every other state are going to be receiving this new surcharge. And this comes at a time when a little bit of extra pay is absolutely needed. We've seen gas prices increase quite a bit. The new national average is above $4 per gallon, and it's sidelining some drivers. But specifically, it's sidelining drivers that would have picked up lowball offers. That's right, those small, low-paying offers and those cheaper rides are no longer getting picked up as much. And this is where Uber really wants to see an impact. They want to add this surcharge to incentivize you to pick up that $3 to $4 order that you might be ignoring because gas prices are so high right now. And here's why. The higher payout orders, drivers are still taking those. They're still willing to accept $8, $10, $12 offers on the app, because at that point, you're negating all of the gas expenses. According to Uber, only about 10% of your earnings are going towards paying for gas. We don't know where they got that stat from. They don't really back it up. There's no data behind it, and it definitely is going to vary by driver, right? If you're a savvy driver, you're picking up the right orders, then this is probably true. You might even be paying less for gas. But if you're a non-savvy driver, well, you can really screw yourself on these apps if you don't know what you're doing. So let's talk about the pay model and why it's so important for Uber to incentivize drivers to pick up these low-paying offers. As we mentioned, the high tips are keeping drivers on the road for those high payouts. And in a sense, driver pay is protected from inflation, because as restaurant prices go up, the price of food goes up, the price of labor goes up, and those menu prices go up. Customers are incentivized to tip more on the app. That flat tip amount is 15%. So in a sense, drivers are a little bit inflation protected. But what about those cheap customers that end up not really tipping on the app, and you see these orders pop up for $3 to $4? Well, Uber is pretty incentivized to keep drivers picking up those orders. They want those offers to be coming through the app. And that's because Uber is not incentivized by tips. All tips are going to drivers, so they don't really care about the high paying offers. They care about the volume, the number of total orders coming through the app. They're taking their platform fee, they're taking a percentage from all of these rides and deliveries. So they care about the low paying offers just about as much as the high paying offers. This is really for them as much as it is for drivers, because they want to see that volume continuing to come in. They know that low volume and drivers ignoring the low paying offers is bad for their business model. So the real question here is this going to be enough? Let me know in the comments. Do you think 40 cents more per delivery, 50 cents more per ride is enough, to get drivers incentivized to pick up those low offers? Or is Uber going to have to do more? Should they be matching this surcharge by contributing a little bit more to the pie themselves? We all know that when Uber began back in the day, drivers used to take 80% of all the app fees, of all that pay. And it's gone down quite a bit. Uber's introduced new fees that they're taking out of earnings. There's a lot of the pie that Uber is now eating, and they're taking that money, they're investing it into tech, cool features that are kind of like bells and whistles, right? Like there was another article about a week ago that described a new feature that allows customers to split the bill in the app. So if you're in a large group and you're ordering Uber Eats, you can now split that bill between everybody. It's a cool feature, but is it really enough for customers to switch from DoorDash? Is that extra convenience where they don't have to switch over to Venmo, spend 12 seconds to pay their friend? Does that really matter? In my opinion, no, it does not. I'd rather see Uber giving more money back to those drivers, rewarding them, and I think customers would appreciate that. I think if Uber announced that they were giving more money back to drivers to deal with inflation, with high cost of gas, with high cost of buying a vehicle, the customers would see that and they would switch to Uber over DoorDash 100%. Of course, that's not the case here, but the more we talk about it, the more the word gets out there, and the possibility that something like this happens is still out there. At the end of this CNBC article, Uber says that they encourage drivers to invest in an electric vehicle so that they don't have to worry about gas prices. After all, this surcharge is only guaranteed for 2 months. So, gas prices could stay higher longer, but Uber could decide that customers aren't incentivized to place more orders. Maybe they're priced out of the market with these higher surcharges, and Uber could take that away. So they're encouraging you to buy an electric vehicle. Personally, I say stay away from investing in yourself as an Uber driver or Uber Eats delivery driver. If you want to invest in your future, upskill, do something that's going to make you more hireable, that's going to allow you to earn more money, find something more stable long-term where you dictate the prices and the app isn't dictating it. An electric vehicle probably is not a good investment, especially right now when the price of buying cars is through the roof. I certainly think that this is poor advice, and I'm a little bit disappointed in Uber for encouraging drivers to make that decision. It's almost as bad as Uber offering financing options through the app and taking a profit on that to encourage drivers to buy Priuses like they did back in the day. I'm really hoping that we see semi-predatory practices like this go away and we see these apps starting to really take care of their people instead of just trying to string them along as long as possible until they can ultimately replace drivers and delivery drivers with automated solutions, with drones, with self-driving vehicles, whatever it is, whatever they're looking for. I'd really like to see this become a more inclusive picture where drivers have a real incentive to be a part of this company. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.